Hey, welcome everybody. This is Peter Palmiotti of UNI Studios, and this is Making Comics Night. And you might be wondering, where is part one? So this is inking a comic cover till I die. And I figured I'd stream a couple different places, then post them up onto my YouTube. But unfortunately, I streamed on LinkedIn and couldn't grab the video, so it's there if you want to watch it. It's just me working on this cover. This is a cover for BEOWAR. And I'm not exactly sure. I don't think this is exactly the link, but you can probably get there. Anyway, I dropped this comment. And BEOWAR is on Indiegogo, and this is the exclusive cover. So not the main cover, but exclusive cover with the creator penciled, and I'm inking. So the creator and all of BEOWAR is Vic King, and I'm inking this, Peter Palmiotti. And if you're watching this later, this I'll upload it to YouTube and do a premiere there. See if that works. Hope you like my fancy little intro. I'll add music and other things to it when I get a chance. Probably maybe over the weekend. I don't know. We'll see. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go there and subscribe. I'm Peter Palmiotti there. And everywhere. But let me try this to share out my screen. Here we go. So there is only 33 hours left. And it is funded. But you still have a chance to go and pledge to it. There's a whole bunch of different tiers. By the way, the cover I'm inking will be colored by this colorist. I'm sure that their name is somewhere on this, but this is pages from the book. Vic is very, very cool. And just scrolling down, stretch gold. If we can get to the stretch goal. Oh, Peyton Parrish. No, that's the music for the. Okay. Thought that was the colorist. What is that? MUKA? Not sure. But yeah, the colorist who did that, and the cover will be doing. And I just want to show you really quick. You can get the basic. You can get a T-shirt. You can get a Blood Chrome T-shirt. You can get a L and Tail variant cover, or the Peter Palmiotti ink variant. Shipping next September. And this is very cool. Blacklight cover art tapestry, which is awesome. 3 people have pledged to that. The Pit Fight silk print tapestry. Both T-shirts. BEOWAR 2 book tier. Oh, awesome. One person has claimed to that. Sketch tier, if you want to sketch by Vic. Original interior pages. Very, very cool. 3 people have done that. Get drawn into the book. 2 people have claimed that. The Ale and Tail variant cover. And BEOWAR cover line art is sold out. So you cannot go grab that. But yeah, once again, this is the cover I'm inking is for this book. So let's stop streaming that and go back here. There's actually somebody watching. Hello, hello. Please drop a comment. Say hello. Let's see. What did I want to work on? I'll work on this. So yeah. As I said before, I streamed on LinkedIn, streaming here on Twitch now. Then I'm going to stream on Facebook when I get a chance. It might be tomorrow, might be Friday. We'll see. And at some point, I'll upload this and the next one up onto my YouTube. So Rex Christensen will be my guest on my YouTube channel tomorrow. Be talking about his project, Devil Flyer, which me and Vic will be doing something for as well. So super excited about that. There's just a ton of things going on. Let's see, can I get this and turn that way? I don't want to, it's kind of glary, but you get the idea. So if you're going to be watching this later on my YouTube, if all goes well, like I said, I'll have it as a premiere and I'll be in the chat. But right now, I'll just chit chat amongst myself. Yeah, this can be a fun cover to see colored. There's so much going on and so many different creatures. I'm sure it'll be a colorful cover. And let me start here, I guess. Yeah, right here. So it looks like a dolphin head character. This book is inspired by Sarasota Conan, but a little different. The main character is this guy. And much like in Conan, there's always a sexy dame. one of the things about me inking is, especially if I'm working with somebody new, I'm trying to get a grasp on their style. And Vic has said it's cool for me to add my own 2 cents to it. He didn't put it that way. That's sort of my phrase, but I definitely play around a bit as I go. And sometimes I work the same lines over and over, thickening them up and giving them more character, whatever I deem necessary. So I don't know about you, but it's really getting into the winter weather here. I'm living out in Kentucky. I'm originally from New York, but for some reason I ended up here. I got most of all of my family is in Florida, but I'll be visiting them end of next month for 2 months. So that's going to be quite the adventure. And I'm putting a halt to regular work when I'm out there. But yeah, if you follow me, then you already know the dealio. Keep up with my videos. If you don't, essentially, I'll be writing a novel while I'm out there, as well as definitely keeping busy with family. So that means the one holiday I'll be celebrating here will be Halloween, and going over to some friends out in the country. This weekend. So it won't be on Halloween, but close enough. Our friend's actually working Halloween day, or night, I should say, so doing it a little early. So yeah, it's a very fun, detailed cover. Should be real fun once it's done, fully done. I've had Vic on my channel a couple times. He's also another friend of ours. He goes by Apex Comics Group, Comics on X. And we'll be working on a title of his called Madam X. He has a character, Fembat. Then I'm going to sit down and draw her at some point. She's just a fun-looking character. Very much old school kind of looking. And I said, I want to draw her. And he gave us some pictures to go by. So it'll be fun. If you don't know me or my work and you're watching this at random, I am Peter Palmiotti. I've been mostly an inker in the comic industry for just over 30 years. Most people know me from my work on Aquaman, back when Peter David was writing it, and Jim Calcaterra was the artist. Also worked for Marvel, did a lot of X-Men inks back in the 90s. Although, I only got credited on one book, I think. And covers. Did a couple of covers, I think. Worked on Uncanny X-Men, worked on Wolverine, Gambit, Cable, Deadpool. I think mostly I worked on a lot of Wolverine pages. Went by so fast. It's like I worked there for 4 years, doing a lot of random stuff. Like, did a one-shot with a character called Sentry, who was from Forceworks. I did a couple of issues of Iron Man. Iron Man was like my favorite Marvel character. I mean, it's really a tie. It's like I love Iron Man, I love Captain America, I love Spider-Man, of course. I love Hulk. I mean, there's so many great characters. But yeah, inked 2 half issues of a storyline that Marvel completely nixed. Thank goodness. It was like young Tony Stark from the past goes to the present to fight current Tony Stark, who's gone insane or something. And one kills the other. I don't know. Changes Iron Man forever, but they were like, that's too insane. We're not doing that. That's too insane. Or it's more like, we made a grave error. Let's change it back. Kind of like Spider-Man clone saga. It's like, this is not working out the way we planned. Oh, I also inked the issue of Deadpool, but unfortunately, it was never published. It had like half the Marvel universe in it. It's like the Marvel universe, everyone but the X-Men. So I had Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Avengers, some other characters. It was Jim Calcaterra's first writing gig, I believe. And he penciled it and I inked it, and we knew it was going on the shelf right off the bat. But what none of us realized was that a lot of the characters that were in the story would get new costumes over the next couple of months. So by then it was like too late. And they couldn't print it because it would mean us having to change everybody's costume in order to keep it up to date. I don't know. They never published it. So I believe somebody put it online. If you check Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe, although I think there was an actual book by the same title eventually. But type in Jim Calcaterra and Peter Palmiotti and that title, and you'll probably find it. It's all good in the neighborhood. But yeah, at some point I'm going to get this cover done. I expect, I keep meaning to ask Vic, but he might be doing a second 30 days. I'm not 100% sure. If that's the case, then you'll have plenty of time to pick up this book with this cover. But if not, then we're screwed. No. I'm sure even if it's, not going another 30 days, he'll probably put it in demand. It would be a sin if it wasn't. Oh, did you hear the Doctor Who news? They screwed up and they're going to get David Tennant back. It's like we've gone completely off the rails. Speaking of, what they did with Iron Man. It's like the new Doctor Who, I guess didn't work to expectations and whatnot, and maybe to fans didn't like or whatever. I tried watching an episode or two, and I was like, I can't get into this. Here's a whole different. It's not only a different cast; it was the different writers, and I really loved the writers that were on it when David Tennant was on it, and even Matt Smith. I thought it was a phenomenal show at that point. Like, I watched Doctor Who when I was young, like after school. The one with the scarf would show up, and it was a lot of fun. But with the David Tennant and Matt Smith episodes, it was really like science oriented, really, really good writing. From what I remember. It's been years since I watched it. But if you don't know who I am and you're coming across this, I'm working on my own comic called Retro. And it's kind of a flashback to, like me doing a comic that's more attuned to the comics I read between the 60s and the 90s, when heroes were heroes and villains were villains, and comics were better. There's still a lot of A lot of good comics out there. You know, it's like anything. You got to pick and choose. Boom. I should probably fill in a lot of this black and go in with a brush. I'll probably do that later. Just wanted to get some more detail done on this. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, definitely use a brush for a lot of this bigger detail. So who's watching? I know there's somebody watching. Why don't you say hello? Say hello in the chat. Or not. You know what? I'll throw some of my banners up. You know, if you're watching this later on my YouTube channel, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you really want to support me with your hard-earned bucks, then become a patron. There we go. Support my work on Patreon. Patreon.com/Peter Palmiotti. And I have the long link for BEOWAR. Here we go. It's Indiegogo/project/BEOWAR/X/281 blah 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 numbers. But if you go to Indiegogo and type in BEOWAR, you can find that. So all that jazz. All right. I printed this kind of light, so I do have the artwork pulled up. I'm just not on my screen at the moment. I want to look at the pencils and then look at this and see if I'm missing anything. Because I did print the red line, kind of light. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And I'll have to do a circle for Vic's signature. So I was talking about myself. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to follow what I do as I do it, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, I'm sure other things. If you want to commission me, I'm doing like 10 by 10 pieces that I'm penciling and inking for only $30. Your favorite comic character or, animation character or what have you. If you want to see me draw them. I've only done Aquaman thus far. Plan to do Razor character, a bad girl from the 90s. Book I worked on for a bunch of issues. If you know She, actually inked Bill Tucci on the first Razor annual that guest starred She as a backup story, I believe. It's true. It's true. Yeah, for a lot of technical stuff, and this is pretty not technical. I do like to use templates and I might go in and tighten it up after the fact, because I'm kind of just being fast and loose at the moment. If you look at my work, I prefer to keep it tight. And what? But like tendency when you use a quill is to be a little fast and loose and sketchy. But you could be sketchy and tight at the same time. Some things don't have to be finished. All right. A little shadow in here, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I want to do a bunch of line work on that, but Not quite getting it into now. I want to do a bunch to the rocks in the background. Also want to, make sure I fully ink the figures before I stop messing with the background behind them. I want to make sure it's the same, not the same. I want to make sure it's just a good balance I got going on. All right. So, yeah, this guy's got a sword, and it's kind of, if you look at it really close, it's kind of totally imperfect. But BEOWAR is holding a sword as well, and that I want to make perfectly straight. And this one too, this guy is holding. I swear a lot of these characters look like Muppets. You're a Muppet. That's like a British thing, isn't it? You're a Muppet. Sounds like something Jason Statham would say. Yeah, there's a lot of slick line work. I'll probably go back over this with brush, fill out some stuff, and do some fine feathering. Yeah, I imagine it's pretty much like how you approach it as a penciler. It's like you get the basic shapes in, and then you add details to it, and then you really start fleshing it out. Yeah, this is totally going to be a fun cover. So I was mentioning on my channel earlier that my internet provider upgraded my download speeds, and it's definitely a good thing, because between my internet and my computer, which isn't very strong, things go quite slow at times. But I see the improvement. It's like one third faster now. So thanks for surprise upgrade. Hopefully you won't charge me double in a couple of months. And I do want to test it as far as when I stream with more than one or two people. It's more like when it's me and two other people, or more than two other people. It really slows down on my end because I'm hosting and having multiple people on drags it down, and I really want to test it out to see if it's any better. So if I get like me and two other people in a stream and see if what happens is usually a bigger delay. Like you could definitely tell, like when we're start talking over each other. It's like missing what people are saying because trying to answer a question that somebody said 2 minutes ago, that, it's like the timing's all off. So I'll see if that's the same. What is it? Friday, I might have multiple guests. Some people I had on the channel previously. Some people a lot more talented than I, and it's always fun to get together with others and have more to say than me trying to think on my feet, because I'm too lazy to write down a bullet list of news items. I did that for a time, where I wanted to make sure I had something to talk about and made a bullet list of things, and it works out better when I do. So I'm going to try to, at some point, I'm not going to guarantee anything this week, but at some point I'm going to try to to try to make sure I do a bullet list. Try to get more sort of comic related news. It's funny, I used to co-host a radio show, an actual radio station back in the 90s. Yeah. It was called The Comic Book Novice, and I was sort of the news reporter. I used to go online and steal comic news. And doing the show was a lot of fun. It was my friend Mark Torres, who I'm doing Designated with, a 5-issue series that I'm making. Anyway, it was me, him, and 3 or 4 others. I guess it depended. But it was a lot of fun. I had where was I? I was living in Staten Island at the time, back in New York, and the show was out in Long Island. And going there, I had to get on a ferry to get out of Staten Island and get on a train and then another train or something like that. Yeah, it took like 2 hours to get there. Luckily, after the show was much easier. He just drove me home. It was kind of sort of on his way, but he was also thankful that I was a part of it and didn't mind driving. I like drivers who don't mind driving. I'm from New York, and even though I should have one, I don't have a driver's license. Maybe one day. I mean, I'm getting up there in age, but never rule it out. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I wanna do a lot of fun things with this, the rocks and stuff. All little nuances. Mm-mm. All right, so he's doing that. Yeah, that's making sure the character's thumb is in the right place. I do that when I pencil, like, when I start doing hands, it's like, is the thumb going in the right direction? Is there the right amount of fingers? Stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of. In theory, I'm gonna do a lot of feathering, cross hatching. Throw in a lot of texture. I know, like, with computer coloring, you could do a lot, but I like when art looks great in black and white, because then you can, really enhance it when it's in color, rather than just, a lot of people just do sort of line work where it's just the outline of the figure and, eyeballs and lips, and, it's like barely any interior stuff going on, and it's all left up to the colorist. And I don't like that kind of look. No, it works in some cases. I like a lot of different styles, but don't leave it all up to the colorist. And really, it's like, I pick up comics for the art in the first place. If the drawing is barely there, then I'm not really interested. So yeah, so I think I'll go an hour today. Like I said, I've streamed in the past on Twitch, and I really like Twitch and the community, and like, there's more than just gamers here, and there is a big art community, and I really want to set it up eventually where I'm doing like a regular show, because it's a way different community than on YouTube, and I think it's worth my time to do so. So, hopefully next year. It doesn't mean I won't be randomly streaming here. Just for the next month. It's less than a month. I think I'll be heading out to Florida November 20th. It could change. I won't know until I get closer to the date. But yeah, once I do, I won't be focused on regular work. I made a point not to, just in the last couple of weeks, not to take on any major work that will bleed past that point. Which is also why, I want to take advantage of now and do a lot more of my own art so I can sell that and make the best into some prints and that sort of thing. So yeah, like I was saying, I'll in the future I'll scour the internet for comic book news, but I want to focus on, of course, independent comics, more self-publishers, people doing their own books, and like typically when I stream on YouTube, I have a whole big list of things in my video description box. I don't have it here and now, but I have a whole collection of independent creators and links to their books on crowdfunding, so on Kickstarter and on Indiegogo, and so people can go check out their books. Mind you, some of them are close friends, some of them are just people I appreciate what they're doing. It's kind of a random list. But I'll probably add even more, because I could definitely put a whole big list to it. But for now, people get enough of a list to check out some other books other than me and what I'm up to. I've been, like I mentioned, I was co-hosting the radio show. Also did a podcast, my own podcast, for 4 years. And I'm definitely always interested in what others are doing in my field. And, we can all learn from one another. And definitely I've learned a lot from looking and watching other creators. I'm going to be working on my art skills more. I'm fine as an inker. I'm good enough to get away with murder. But my penciling can definitely use some assistance. So I'll be working on my penciling skills next year, more focused on that. Even though I've been drawing all my life, a lot of it was just pure, I like to draw, it's like not necessarily doing it for others. If you weren't aware, I have cats, and I think I just heard one of them So, yeah, I'll go another 5 minutes. She can take it easy until I'm done. It's almost their dinner time. It's almost my dinner time. Well, it's kind of past it, actually. So yeah, I'll put their dinner out and get the other ones that are outside in. It's gonna be a cold night. Anyway, not that they haven't been outside at night. Meaning all night since like the summer. Although all three of them, they're different ages and whatnot, but all three of them can really take the cold. A lot of times, it's like, oh, poor babies, I want to get them in. It's freezing outside, but I also have made a cat house. Like got a big plastic container, sort of framed the inside of it with styrofoam, and then put hay on the bottom of it, and so it's much warmer in there. And cut a little door for them at one side, and it's much warmer in there. And it's out of the real windy, weather. Like it gets cold. But yeah, this is slowly taking shape. And it's not like I'm waiting to the end to do all the little bits, but I'll definitely be able to do a lot more, seeing sort of most of the line work down on the page. I got hair on my quill. It's probably a little cat hair, in fact. I tell you, I can't wait to upgrade my living situation. It won't happen until next year, but I have to clean my desk every time I want to work and put everything away every time I'm done. And you figure like it's at least 3 or 4 times throughout the day. And yeah, I get really, I'm really tired of doing that. But I got cats and I can't just leave shit out. And, like they love, since I watch TV on my computer as well, it's like, they love just sitting on my desk, and it gets dirty and I have to wipe it down all the time. Yeah, it's like I had to steer separate in my previous place. I lived with my girlfriend, and we had a 2-bedroom, and initially it was a studio for both of us, but I guess I took it over. It was the bigger bedroom too. But I had an art table. I had big ass corner desk that I really didn't take too much advantage of. But it allowed me to really just leave shit out and go there, close the door behind me. Even if they meowed at the door and stuck their paw below the door, banged on the door. It was better than them jumping out on the desk when I had ink out and worry about them knocking it over and all that. Getting cat ink prints all over my artwork. They never ruined, like totally ruined any of my art, but they did get a couple of pieces dirty once, Not a huge deal, but yeah. Anyway, enough of my cat stories. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to grab this video and upload it to my YouTube. Like I said, I might randomly stream on Twitch. I do like the crowd is different there than on YouTube, obviously. And I've made friends there previously. I haven't been on there much watching others this past year, probably, but yeah, I'll upload this as a premiere on YouTube, and I'll chat along with whoever shows up in the chat there. But yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me everywhere. But I'm trying to, I got past 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now it's just getting past 4,000 watched hours. Which in the last year I'm like barely above 1,000 watched hours. So if you want to go there and turn it on all day, please do. Have my videos running in the background of your life, so I can get it up and get super chats and all the perks. All the perks. Anyway, have a great night and keep making art and keep making comics. Bye for now.